Hey everybody, as you already know, I really do love my firearms, but if there's one thing that makes them that much sweeter, it is actually saving money on them. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you a little secret I found out about how to save roughly 30% or more on firearms and firearm parts. I'm going to teach you how to get rid of the waiting period. And this is especially nice if you live in a place like California, New York, or any of those other places that have those irritating waiting periods. So no more waiting period. I'm going to teach you how to buy or build NFA items without paying that $200 stamp fee. And I put it in quotes because, let's be real, it's actually just extortion. And it's actually just extortion so they can make some money, so that they can create more anti-2A laws. So you're actually stopping that. No more giving them money to create anti-2A laws. I'm also going to teach you how to build restricted items. This is of course legally. And how to buy demos. So this is things like full auto rifles, etc. So instead of paying 20 grand for an automatic rifle, you'll get it for way cheaper. No more 20 grand. You'll get it for the dealer pricing of what? Maybe 2,000? Maybe 3,000? That sounds pretty nice, right? Now, finally, and there are more things than this, but finally, the last thing that I want to mention in this video, because we are pressed on time, is that I'm actually going to teach you how to protect yourself. Protect yourself from all of the new laws that are meant to disarm you. So no more, or at least greatly reducing the chance of you being disarmed. Now, this system, to get into detail, it is 5 steps. It takes 1 to 2 hours to do your side of the work. It is endorsed by Gun Digest, Guns and Ammo, American Rifleman, and that's, by the way, an NRA publication, and a slew of other magazines and publications. So on top of that, there are roughly over 40,000 customers or clients of this system, and there is a 150% guarantee. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. That's extremely solid. Now you might be wondering, if this is so damn foolproof, why haven't I heard about it? Well, you might already know, because you might be one of the people who've actually done this effectively already. I'm talking about getting an FFL, or Federal Firearms License. There are multiple ones, but essentially it gets you all of those things that I mentioned right here. So you might be wondering, I've heard that if I'm in California or New York, I can't do it. You might have heard, oh, I need to have a gunsmithing license. Oh, sorry. Gunsmithing license. You might have heard, oh, I need to have a storefront. You might have heard, I need a bunch of special permits and stuff. None of those are true. You don't need a storefront. You don't need any special licenses or permits or anything besides what you're taught to get. And if you're in California or New York or any of those other crazy states like I'm in, it still works 100%. Again, 150% guaranteed. So you might be wondering, why have I heard all this stuff then? Well, that's because of two reasons. Number one, 1 to 2 hours and 5 steps is very easy, and the ATF doesn't like that. On top of that, firearm industry is, not surprisingly, one of the biggest lobbies against this, against making this much harder for you, because they want that 30% that I talked about earlier. That's how they make, hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So the fact that you can spend 5 steps in 1 to 2 hours and cut out all of their profits makes them very angry. In fact, much more than the ATF. So they do things, fear, FUD, as what we call it, uncertainty and doubt. They do all of that, oh, you can't get it if you live in California, Nevada, or any of the other 48 states. Oh, you can't do it because you need a gunsmithing license and hundreds of hours of work. Oh, you need a storefront and a bunch of special permits and stuff. None of that's true. None of it at all. Or else 40,000 people wouldn't have been able to do it in, 5 steps. So, I just want to be clear. It's not just the ATF right now who's against you being able to do this and is trying to stop it. It's the firearm industry as well. So as you can see, 30% off, no more waiting period because you're considered an FFL yourself. You can ship guns and everything to you directly from this point forward. No more need to buy those $200 tax stamps. No need to deal with all these restricted items and, hoping there's some available and then paying crazy amounts like, $8,000 for a lightning link or something. You can build one yourself. And you're actually able to buy demos of real rifles and everything. And don't forget, on top of that, one thing I forgot to mention is you actually are able to get things. Because, you get first crack at things, especially during panics. Oops. During panics, you're actually able to be the one who gets things. So, here's the website. GetMyFFL.com. This is the partner that I have on this, and this little plan that we had going on to help more people get access to things like this. GetMyFFL.com, again, 150% guaranteed. 1 to 2 hours of work, which is no problem. Let's be honest. It takes more time to drive down normally to deal with all the paperwork and stuff of buying a rifle yourself. So 1 to 2 hours of work once will get rid of all of that forever for you. 5 steps. Proven system. Endorsed by all of those magazines and publications we talked about. Some of them are NRA owned, some of them are the biggest magazines in the world actually when it comes to this industry. And 40,000 other enthusiasts just like you and me have used it ourselves. And I've definitely done my research into these guys. I've definitely looked into it and, made sure everything's on the up and up. But really the one thing that stuck out to me the most, aside from the 150% guarantee and the 40,000 who have used it, is actually the endorsements they've gotten by NRA publications and being featured in all those different magazines. There's a reason for that, and it was for good things, by the way, not for bad things. So again, just to be clear, GetMyFFL.com. Head down there, check out the website, get started. I'm also going to include the link down in the description, so just go right down there and check it out. Sorry about this paper. It was really the only way I knew how to do this video effectively and get all my thoughts on paper. But that's the end of this video. If you guys have any questions in the comments, feel free to ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. And enjoy your 30% off and actually being able to have freedoms the way you're supposed to. Talk to you guys all soon. Bye.